Tax Minute. This is Tony Novak here to share a few points on how to stay out of tax trouble. We are recording on the eve of tax filing deadline. This is Friday, the deadline is Monday, and I noticed that we're recording late in the spring afternoon with some background light, so I apologize that the lighting is a little bit off, and I don't think anybody's going to complain about the increasing spring light. But let's get right into our topic today. It's their 4 steps to filing a tax return. And perhaps if you're filing your own or working with someone to file yours, you may not have considered that all 4 are equally important. You won't have a good end result if you don't take all 4 steps seriously and follow them to completion. So the first step is accounting. Now, for individuals' tax returns, accounting is simply accounting for completeness. Make sure that you have all of the information, and if you miss something, you're going to get a letter later from the IRS or the state or both. So accounting for completeness. Now, for business, it's a different story. We cannot start a tax return with a pile of receipts. That we have to create financial statements first, profit and loss balance sheet, and we have a number of decisions to make regarding the accounting. It's not automatic, as some people think. We have to actually make some management decisions to be able to complete that first step. The second step is the part we're most familiar with, filling out the tax forms, tax return preparation. Boy, it's a lot more complicated than it used to be, and yet still, of the 4 steps, it's the easiest of the 4 steps. The third step is a review. Now, people are surprised to hear that is the most complicated step. And that's the part that the most senior, most experienced tax professionals dedicate the most time to. In a tax firm, it'll typically be the senior partners doing the reviews after the staff has done the preparation. In my case, in the case of a sole practitioner, I simply put the completed return aside and I come back usually in the morning with a fresh mind and review the tax return. And I'm not going to get into all the steps involved, but the point is there's a whole separate area of learning and specialization in reviewing a tax return, which is very much different than a tax return preparation. Then the final step, which is where many of us are this weekend, is the filing. Most times it's e-filing, but if it needs to be paper filing, we need to consider the delivery and delivery receipts. For e-file, we need to make sure that we have confirmations of both the federal and the state. And you want to get that confirmation if you're the client and someone else is doing it for you. You want to make sure that you get an email or text message, whatever the case is, in writing that the return has been filed and accepted. Those are 2 different things, filed and accepted. And then the last part is completing any transaction. If you authorize the payment, you want to see that it actually goes out. I'm amazed at how many times it just doesn't come out, and months later we're scratching our heads saying, what happened? The IRS says they're due money and the payment was never processed. So we do need to pay close attention. And then, of course, if you're getting a refund, don't bother your tax return preparer. They can't access that information or speed it up any better than you can. There's an IRS service, Where's My Refund, which is faster even than picking up the phone or typing out a text message to your tax preparer. So that's all I have. Would love to hear your feedback and thoughts. How's your tax season or tax return preparation going this year? Reach me on social media comments or for a one-on-one at taxproblems.cpa. I'll be back tomorrow with another Tax Minute.